Witcher games are insane. All credit goes to CD Projekt Red, and that's why I'm gonna rank all CD Projekt Red games today. It's crazy, cause there's literal zero bad games. Let's start with Witcher 1. I'm not saying The Witcher 1 is a bad game. In fact, I think it's a damn good game that deserves respect and appreciation. But when you compare it to the other games that CD Projekt Red has developed, such as The Witcher 2, The Witcher 3, and Cyberpunk 2077, you'll see that it falls short in many aspects. The Witcher 1 was released in 2007 for PC only. The story is engaging and complex, with multiple endings and branching paths depending on your decisions. The characters are well written and memorable, especially Geralt, who is a charismatic and witty protagonist. The choices you make in the game have real consequences, not only for yourself, but also for the world and the people around you. The atmosphere of the game is immersive and captivating, with excellent music, voice acting, and sound effects. But at the same time, The Witcher 1 also has many weaknesses that make it the least best game of CD Projekt Red Game's ranking. The graphics are outdated and clunky, even for its time. The combat is repetitive and frustrating, with a rhythm-based system that requires precise timing and clicking. Seriously, it took me a lot of time to get used to it. The interface is cumbersome and confusing, with a lot of menus, icons, and inventory management. The game is also plagued by bugs, glitches, and crashes, which can ruin your experience and progress. So these are the reasons why I think The Witcher 1 is the least best game of CD Projekt Red Game's ranking. Don't get me wrong, I still love this game and I recommend it to anyone who wants to experience the origins of the Witcher series. But I also think that CD Projekt Red has improved a lot since then, and their other games are superior in every way. Moving on to number 6 on our list, we have Cyberpunk 2077. Before talking trash, let's look at the bright side. Cyberpunk 2077 has many strengths that make it a remarkable game. The graphics are stunning and realistic, especially on PC and next-gen consoles, creating a vivid and immersive world. The gameplay is varied and fun, allowing you to customize your character, skills, weapons, and cyberware to suit your playstyle. You can hack, stealth, shoot, melee, or talk your way through different situations. The characters are well written and memorable, with excellent voice acting and motion capture. The quests are engaging and complex, with multiple outcomes and choices that affect the story and the world. But also, the game is riddled with bugs, glitches, and crashes, some of which are game-breaking or hilarious, depending on your luck. The performance and optimization are poor, especially on PS4 and Xbox One, where the game runs at low resolutions and frame rates, with frequent pop-ins and loading issues. The game also suffers from cut content, such as missing features, mechanics, and options that were promised or shown in the trailers and demos. The game feels unfinished and rushed, despite being delayed several times. Next at number 5, Witcher 2. The Witcher 2 is the epic sequel to the first game in the series, which introduced us to the badass world of Geralt of Rivia. The Witcher 2 is way better than Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 1 for many reasons. First of all, the game has a more gripping and thrilling plot, with unforgettable characters and twists. Cyberpunk 2077, despite its hype and potential, was a disaster and a disappointment, with a buggy and unfinished launch, and a boring story that didn't live up to the expectations of many fans. The Witcher 1, while a great game for its time, has not aged well, and has crappy combat and graphics that can be hard to enjoy today. Secondly, the game has a more polished and challenging combat system that requires you to use your skills, potions, signs, and bombs smartly. The game also has a more realistic and immersive world, with stunning weather, day and night cycles, and gorgeous environments. The game also has a more mature and dark tone that reflects the harshness and brutality of the medieval fantasy setting. However, The Witcher 2 is still below other games like Phantom Liberty and The Witcher 3, in my opinion. Before we talk about them, let's look into other entry. The next game in my ranking of CDPR's games is The Witcher 3, Hearts of Stone, the first expansion for The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. The game has a more diverse and creative gameplay that allows you to experiment with different styles and strategies. The game also introduces the Runewords mechanic, which lets you combine 3 runes to create powerful and unique effects for your gear. For example, you can make your armor count as heavy, regardless of what you wear, or make your signs affect multiple enemies at once. The game has a more varied and immersive world that expands the northeastern part of the Novigrad map with new locations, quests, and secrets. The game also has a more balanced and satisfying difficulty, that challenges you without frustrating you. The game also has a more humorous and charming tone that mixes horror and comedy in a brilliant way. Next, Phantom Liberty. As you may know, Cyberpunk 2077 was one of the most anticipated games of 2020, but it also turned out to be one of the most disappointing ones. The game was plagued by bugs, glitches, performance issues, and a lack of content and polish. Many fans felt betrayed by the developers, Cd Projekт Red, and demanded refunds or fixes. Well, fast forward to 2023, and Cd Projekt Red has finally delivered on their promises. They released several patches and updates that improved the game's stability, graphics, gameplay, and story. They also added new features such as the N-Cart Metro system, the radio port, the partner system, the racing mode, and the bike combat. But the biggest and best addition was the expansion pack, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty is a damn good game because it offers everything that Cyberpunk 2077 lacked. It has a compelling and immersive story with twists and turns, moral dilemmas, and multiple endings. It has a rich and diverse world with a unique atmosphere, culture, and history. It has a smooth and satisfying gameplay with stealth, combat, hacking, and dialogue options. It has a stunning and realistic graphics with ray tracing, HDR, and 4K support. And it has a lot of replay value with different paths, outcomes, and secrets to discover. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty also redeemed Cyberpunk 2077 because it showed that Cd Projekt Red still cares about their fans and their reputation. They listened to the feedback, they apologized for the mistakes, and they worked hard to fix them. They also gave the expansion pack for free to anyone who bought the base game before September 2023, as a gesture of goodwill and gratitude. They proved that they are still one of the best developers in the industry, and that they can deliver a masterpiece of a game. Next, Blood and Wine. See, in my opinion, Blood and Wine is not just a DLC. It's a whole new game in itself. It adds over 30 hours of gameplay, more than 90 new quests, over 40 new points of interest, 20 new monsters, 12 new mutations, a new Gwent deck, and a lot more. It also introduces some new features, such as the ability to own and customize your own vineyard, where you can store your trophies, armors, weapons, and even invite some guests over. But what makes Blood and Wine so amazing is not just the quantity, but the quality of the content. The story is engaging, the characters are memorable, the dialogue is witty, the choices are meaningful, and the consequences are impactful. The graphics are stunning, the music is enchanting, the voice acting is superb, and the gameplay is smooth and satisfying. Blood and Wine is a perfect farewell to Geralt and his saga. It's a celebration of his legacy, his achievements, and his relationships. It's a tribute to the fans who have supported and loved this franchise for over a decade. That's why I think Blood and Wine is the second best CD Projekt game of all time, only surpassed by Wild Hunt, which is still my favorite game ever. Now, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. First of all, let me tell you that I'm a huge fan of the Witcher franchise. I have read all the books, played all the games, watched the Netflix show. Disappointed. But what makes Wild Hunt so special, so unique, so amazing, is how it combines all these elements into a seamless and immersive whole. Everything in this game is connected. Everything in this game is alive. The world reacts to your actions. The characters react to your decisions. The gameplay reacts to your preferences. The game adapts to you, and you adapt to the game. It's rare seeing such high-quality game that still holds up. Truly unbelievable. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you agree with me. If not, then it's all right. Just comment what you think. Also, if you don't want to miss other videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Take care.